Welcome back to my channel. This is Lucy Fashion. If this is your first time of visiting my channel, please kindly subscribe and like. Today we are making a kimono dress. A kimono dress with outside facing and also with slits. That the neckline there will be slits. Also there will be outside pockets. So I'm putting the three together. Okay, outside facing with slits and also with outside pockets. Okay. For this particular kimono gown, the length for the gown is 44. So now, how do we know the length we need for this particular thing? That the upper part that we need half an inch. The half an inch is to join the shoulder, and then at the lower part we need an inch for allowance. So 1.5 plus 44 will give us 45.5. So that means we need 45.5 for the length. Now for the wideness, the bust circumference is 42, while the hip circumference is 46. So 46 now divided by 4 will give us 11.5. 11.5 now. For the sewing allowance we need 1 inch. For the sewing allowance, 1 inch plus 11.5 will give us 12.5. Then for the ease allowance, it won't be having zip and it will be that fitted, but at the same time it should not be too big. So we need 1 inch for the ease allowance. So that will give us 1 plus 12.5 will give us 13.5. So that means when you are folding your fabric into 4, you just fold 13.5. So that is what we are having here, 13.5. So into 4. This is now 1, 2, 3, 4. That means the front panel and the back panel. So now let's get to work. We folded it into 4 already. So the first thing is we come to this shoulder line. This shoulder line will locate our half an inch. The half an inch I said we need for shoulder, to join the shoulder. So you locate the half an inch, which will serve as our border line. To serve as our border line. So you get it all around. The half an inch will serve as our border line. Connect together. Now I haven't gotten the border line, which is the half an inch. Then don't forget, all your measurements now will be starting from this border line. You're starting from this border line. For this particular cloth we need 10. The bust point is 10 inches. The bust point, this is 10 inches, and the half length is 15 inches. This is the 15 inches we've already gotten the borderline. And for the for the hip point is 24 inches. So just we can get just 8.5 from your half length. And this is the gown length. This is the gown length. Now, let's get our horizontal measurements. For this particular dress, you start from the shoulder line here. The shoulder, this person's cross back is 16. 16 divided by 2 will give us 8. So this is our 8. You locate the neck line. The neck width for this particular dress I'm making now, I want to use the neck width of 3.5. 3.5. So now from this 8 here, we have 6 inches left. This particular kimono dress, I won't be cutting out the sleeve. I want to cut the sleeve with it. But this particular kimono dress, after this place, I will be joining a flare. I will be putting flare as well. So from this point now, I will come down by 1 inch. You come in with 1 inch. Connect it with this 3.5, which is the neckline. I'll connect. So at this 3.5 that we've gotten from our neckline, you connect it to the 1 inch here. Okay, so now we move to the bust points. The bust circumference for this particular person is 42. So 42 divided by 4 will give us, the reason why we are using 4 is because we folded our fabric into 4. So divided by 4 will give us 10 and a half. So now this is our 10 and a half. Then 10 and a half plus sewing allowance, which is 1 inch. I'm taking 1 inch as sewing allowance, 10 and a half plus 1. Now after this 1, we add ease allowance, since it will be having zip. As in, to be free a bit, ease allowance, I'm putting 1 inch as well for my ease allowance. So we'll come to the waist. So the half length here for this person is 38. 38 divided by 4 will give us 9 and a half. So 9 and a half plus 1 inch for the sewing allowance, that is 10 and a half. Plus the ease allowance, that will be 11 and a half. So we need 11 and a half. Now we'll come to the hip measurement. For the hip circumference of this particular person is 46. So 46 divided by 4 will give us 11 and a half. 11 and a half plus sewing allowance will give us 12 and a half, plus the ease allowance will give us 13 and a half. So you locate your 13 and a half. You locate your 13 and a half. And you put it, you get it down to the down 13 and a half. Don't forget, we are not making a pencil gap, so you won't remove anything from the down part. So that same 13 and a half, we have to get it at the down part as well, 13 and a half. So you connect your daughter, you connect everything together now. Connect this to your 13 and a half here, then to the 12 and a half here, and also to there for the bust, and shape to be joined to there for the body. So because of this, now don't forget we've come down by 1 inch here already. We have come down here by 1 inch. We come in by 1 inch. So here now what we do now is that you measure from this 1 inch. Now you measure 9, you take 8.5 inch, because at the round sleeve of the person here, don't forget I said I will be adding a flare at the point here. They will also join flare to the sleeve. There will be flare there. So, and the round sleeve now for this particular person is 14, where the flare will be joining the sleeve. So it's 14, and you know when you divide 14 by 2 it will give you 7. And now what we now do is that you will come in by 8 by 9 inch. So you come in and connect it. This is it now. This is where it stops. You will connect it to this bust point. This is what we've gotten for our bust on our bust line. Where you stop here on a bust line, you connect it. You connect it. You see now? You connect it to your now. So this is how you cut it out. So the next thing is to get our neckline. I told you for the front and back we're using, for the neck width we are using 3.5. The neck width is 3.5. So let's locate the back neck depth. The back neck depth is 2. We connect it to the 3.5. Connect it to the 3.5. Don't forget I said it will be having slits. To be having slits. So I'm coming in with 3.5. So connect it to the 3.5 here. So that means I'm using, for the front, I'm using 3.5 and 3.5. So cut out from the back. This is for the back. So the next thing now is to bring out the back from the front. You bring out the back from the front. So we've removed the back. This is the front now. Since it's the front that we have much work to do on the front, we have much work to do on the at the front here. Don't forget, for the front now we cut out the neck. Okay, don't forget I said this particular dress will be having the facing will be outside, and also the pocket will be outside. So the next thing we need to do now is to get the facing. This is what we'll be using for our facing. This is what we'll be using for the facing. So you fold it this way. You fold it into two. This is what we are using for the facing. You fold it into two and place it under. Place it under the fabric so that you'll be able to cut out the neck as well. You must cut out the same thing with it. So you fold it and put it beneath it. Now cut out the neck. Okay, I haven't done this now. Since we've cut out the neck part, so don't forget as well, I said this particular dress, there will be slits at the front. At the neckline here, there will be slits, and that is why we are able to just come in with 3.5, So let's do the shoulder slope so far. This is our front body. This is our front body. This is the first thing which I just cut. Can you see? I'll place it this way. Middle. This is the middle where we'll be having slits. All you need to do is at this side, now we've located the middle here. This is the middle, and this is your 5-inch. This is the middle, and this is the 5-inch. So when you want to sew, it, you turn your fabric this way. The wrong side of your fabric is what will be placed on the machine. So the wrong side will be up here like this on your machine, and you will place your the first thing you will place it on your fabric this way as well. The right side of your facing will face the wrong side of your fabric this way. You see, you place it very well. The middle will meet each other, the middle of the facing and also the middle of your fabric we meet. Don't forget I said the wrong side of your fabric and the right side of your facing. So now you've gotten the middle. You will sew it like this. You come like this, you sew it this way. This is the middle. Don't forget, you sew it. Now at the middle here, you take your tape rule and mark the 5-inch. You said it will come down by 5-inch. This is the 5-inch. Now you locate the 5-inch. This is it. So, and this is the middle. You may decide to make a straight line so that you won't make a mistake to the 5-inch. This is the middle now to the 5-inch. Okay, so at both sides of this line, you locate 1/4, a quarter of an inch. You locate a quarter, no, that is 0.25. So you locate a quarter of an inch. This is a quarter here. This is also a quarter here. What I'm just trying to do is to divide half an inch into 2. When you divide half an inch into 2, it will give you 1/4 of an inch. So this is the 1/4 here. That is 0.25. You connect it to this 5-inch here. Connect it this way. Connect it to the 5-inch here, and also this the other side here. You connect it to the 5-inch. You see, it will give you something like this. Don't forget I said The first thing you need to do in order to create this slit is that we are coming down with 5 inch. You locate the 5 inch first, you put a mark. Then for you not to make any mistake, let's have a straight line from the middle to where the 5 inch stop. Okay, now at the upper part here, the both sides of this line, you get your uh quarter of an inch, that is 0.25, quarter of an inch, quarter of an inch. So from this quarter of this side, you connect it to this 5 inch. From the upper part you connect, so it will give you something like V shape, just as if you want to make a dart. So when you are sewing now, you sew from this place, you sew for this place. Is that understood? So you will put your machine now to trace this line. It will train this line to the five, to where the 5 inch stops. It will train this line as well at the other side to where the 5 inch stops. Is that understand? So you are tracing the first 0.25 inches, that is the quarter of an inch at this side, the quarter of an inch at this side, to stop on this 5 inches downward. It will give you something like V shape. When you trace it will give you something like V shape. So that is for the interface. I will still go to my machine and come back. So we are back from our machine, and you can see I've put them facing, I've turned it out, and I've folded it. You can see the slits. This is the slit I was talking about. You can see the slits now. And for the pockets, you can see the outer pocket. I said to be having outside pocket, to be placing the pocket. Now, how do you locate where to put the pocket? You get your hip depth, which is from your waist to get the hip location. Then you come 2 inches above your hip location, above your hip point. You can place your pocket from that side, so that it's very easy when you are putting it on and then you want to put your ends inside. It's very free on you. Then this is the pocket now. And look at the sleeve. As I've said the other time, I said I won't be cutting out them. I won't be joining sleeve. You can see the 6 inches we got after our arm hole the other time, after the shoulder measurements. You can see the taping that I did to it. I started to change from a flat to just tape it like this, and it actually comes out well. As you can see now, this is the slit. I told you there will be slits. You can see the slit now, just 5 inches inward. As you can see, this is the back side. This is the back side. You see, I tape it as well. Allow the facing to be outside. This is your first time of visiting my channel, Lucy Fashion. Please kindly subscribe and also like. Drop your comments at the comment section. Thank you so much. God bless.